Bluff City Media presents the No Bluffing Podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, Christian Ingram and Evan Hayes. Now, let's get to the show.
What it do, Grizzlies Nation? I am Evan Hayes. To my left, right is Jared Davidson, and we are here for the No Bluffin Podcast. We keep it all the way real, all the way raw, and all the way uncut about your Memphis Grizzlies. I'm rocking my old school Mike Conley jersey to remember better times, because times aren't very good right now for the Memphis Grizzlies. But we're gonna talk it all about it on this Monday night, January 5th, our first show of the new year, Jared.
Yeah,
how you feeling? Happy New Year, my guy.
Happy New Year, man. Doing pretty well. Had a good New Year. Just relaxed. Had some friends over. They spent the night with us on New Year's Eve. We just relaxed and had to go back to work on Friday, but we're back into the rhythm of things a little bit after today and about to hit the ground running here in this new year. Evan, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. As y'all can see, I'm back in my dungeon that I call a college apartment. Back in Huntsville, Alabama. I enjoy being at home. I also ran into Jerry Davidson at a Grizzly game while being at home. So that was our first time meeting. Funny story, y'all. We did not plan this at all, y'all. We did not plan this at all. So basically, I tweeted when I got to the game, like maybe in the first quarter, like just about the game, and I took a picture of this game. So 5 minutes later, Jared texted me and said, "Bro, where are you right now?" I was like, "I'm at the game. Where are you at?" He's like, "I'm also at the game." He said, "What section are you in?" I think we were in like 220 or something like that.
It was 212. I'm pretty
sure. Yeah, 212. And he said, "I'm also in 212. I said, "Jared, shut the F up talking to me." Because I thought he was playing a joke on me. And then lo and behold, I look up slightly to the left, and like 5-6 rows above me is Jared Davidson with his lovely wife and his whole family. So for the whole second half, we watched the game together. Yeah. So that was dope. Meeting your wife, meeting your family.
Got to meet your girlfriend as well.
Exactly. So that was dope. So we saw each other for the first time in person. So that was cool. But overall, very good holiday. I enjoyed being back home. But the grind has to start back. Last semester of school, last semester of grad school, last college track season. So it's a lot of laughs for me right now. I have my last first meet of the season this Saturday, so I'm getting geared up for that. But you have to take care of business today, and that's at the No Bluffin Podcast. So without further ado, Jared, let's get this going with the No Bluffin news.
I gotta put my fork down. Hang on. There we go.
Oh yeah. Jared's also munching, y'all. He got some.
I'm starving, bro.
What you munching on? You munching on some pasta?
So got home. Went to the store on the way home. Got some stuff, and one of my favorites growing up that my dad always make, chicken rotel pasta. And so Amy loves it, so we've made it a staple in our house. Get a rotisserie chicken, shred it up, boil some noodles. You get Velveeta and some cream of mushroom soup, and you can season however you like to. Just put it all together, put it in the oven for about 30 minutes, and turns out pretty well, my man. So that's what I'm munching on right now, because it's been a long day. I've been go since about 7 o'clock this morning.
That sounds amazing. And I'm currently hungry, so hopefully I don't get too hungry during the show and may have to cut it short. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do tonight. I'm trying to get better at cooking, as being my first time being a partner, I'm learning. So when we got married, we made it a goal to cook more. Yeah.
And with this new year, we have made it a goal also to limit our eating out to maybe one time a week.
Okay.
And it's there's nights where I have games. I'm busy at nights. It's easier just to pick something up. Same with, and like Sundays after church. So we'll just go out to eat. But we made a goal to do it one time a week, because we both like cooking. We both have good recipes that we like to cook. So just one of those things that we both like to do.
And that sounds marvelous. But we have to get to the No Bluffin news, and we're going to talk about some football. So Jerry, tear me up in the headphones, and let's get to the first topic of the news. First topic of the news is the college football playoff quarterfinals has now concluded, and now we have the semifinals set. Over the past weekend and a little bit into the week, of course, college football did their next round. You saw Oregon take on Texas Tech, Alabama play Indiana, Ole Miss play Georgia, and Miami play Ohio State. And that ultimately concluded with the semifinal matches we have now of Ole Miss and Miami, and obviously Indiana and Oregon. Yep. So, Jared, you're more of the college football guy than I am. I've been watching, but I know you're way more dialed in than me. So, what was your biggest storyline coming out this week, and what's your overall takeaway of the weekend?
One, Indiana is no fluke.
Facts.
What Alabama did to teams for much of the late 2000s, early 2010s, that's what Indiana did to Alabama. It's just come out physically you, dominate you, and you're not going to have fun if you're the opposing team. I was shocked at the Oregon-Texas Tech game that Texas Tech was scoreless, but that Oregon defense is good.
Yep.
And then the two really good games, obviously Miami, Ohio State. One mistake in the first half, I think, really undid it for Ohio State. It was that
pick six. Yeah, pick six. Yeah.
So that pick six turned it all into Miami's favor, and they never looked back. They put them up 2 scores going into half, and they just never really gave it up after that. And then obviously, potentially game of the year in the quarterfinals with Ole Miss and Georgia.
Oh my goodness!
With how crazy that was, first blown lead in like 70 straight games for Kirby Smart in Georgia after leading going into the fourth quarter. Trinidad Chambliss is the real deal. Pete Golding might be a good head coach, and Charlie Weiss Jr. It's his offense. It's not Lane Kiffin. It's his offense. And just what Ole Miss was able to do, they strung together a few stops as well. That defense is good. One quarterfinal round, I'm really excited for that Miami Ole Miss matchup. An elite defense going up against an elite offense. And you always want those matchups to see who comes out on top. With Miami, they had 2 weird losses to Louisville, and who was the other one?
They beat Notre Dame, so it wasn't that one.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was Louisville, someone else. It was like twice in 2 weeks, or back to back. Either way, I think they just had their rough patch then. Carson Beck didn't play well. They have found their stride, and they are playing so well right now. And I'm really glad that the committee put them in over Notre Dame.
Facts.
And I'm really glad because you're seeing how good Miami really is and has been this year. Like you said, you lose 2 games. That's why I like an expanded playoff field, because you have teams who, if you mess up more than you're supposed to, you shouldn't be in. But Miami was kind of right there on the borderline.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you that no matter even a G5 here and there, maybe like never going to win it, but like maybe a special talent of a G5 can make a run. But right now you're showing that 1 through 10 can make a run in this daggum thing. And it's just, I'm glad that Miami got in, and I'm glad they're showing how they can do. They have just looked so good, and Carson Beck hasn't had to be spectacular for them to do anything.
It's been the run game. They've been depending on their defense, and the run game has been immaculate with all the backs they have. So I love it now seeing out of Miami. My definitely game of the week was also Ole Miss versus Georgia. Trinidad Chambliss, in that second half, he just turned into an animal, made all the plays, get us out the pocket, making plays with his legs. People know that I'm not an SEC fan because I know my allegiance to Memphis and SEC countries. Everybody knows I hate the SEC. But if I got to cheer for the SEC this year, I'm cheering for freaking Ole Miss. Like, they're the underdogs going into this whole playoff.
Underdog every time besides the Tulane game.
Exactly. And they just constantly...
Game's on tonight?
Yes, it is. I think it's coming on like in like 40 minutes or 30 minutes. It's already started. Yeah.
I opened up ESPN to pull up the box score, and I just saw that, and I was like, "Dang
Yeah. But yeah, Ole Miss is playing their tail off. That was definitely good. I actually watched that with my mom, and my mom is not a football person, definitely not a sports person. So the fact that because she even knows about the whole Lane Kiffin situation, so it's really got outside of the whole sports sphere. Like, this is a national news story, and she was even invested in wanting Ole Miss to win. So that was a great game. As an Ohio State fan, I was very sad because I said on this podcast that they were my pick to win. I wanted an Ole Miss and Georgia semifinal. And that is the exact opposite of what I got. Yep. If it was not for Jeremiah Smith, that game would not have been as close as it was. No, it wasn't. Jeremiah Smith single-handedly, I think he had 7 receptions for like 120 yards or something like that. He single-handedly tried to backpack that Ohio State offense that couldn't get anything going on Miami. it seemed like Julian Sand was seeing ghosts or seeing monsters back there. That was his first time playing a D-line that could get that much pressure on him so fast. And it seemed like he just wasn't ready for that. And he's a freshman, Yeah.
Because with Indiana, it's not all their D-line that gets the pressure. Like, they disguise it in blitzes. There were times with Miami, they didn't even have to blitz.
Rush forward, just rushing forward. Yeah.
That were just getting into the backfield and making Sand uncomfortable the entire game.
So he couldn't get to his reads. Cornell Tate had a very quiet game. So if it wasn't for Jeremiah Smith, that game would have been a blowout. And it looked like it was going to be like that for 2.5 quarters until they tried to get back. So that, as a personal standpoint, I was sad. But I love that the fact we only have one SEC team in the Final Four. I feel like we're really seeing like the change in the guard of why they made this playoff format in the first place, to bring more parity. So the fact there's only one SEC team there and it's not an Alabama or a Georgia, I can't speak enough how great that is.
Well, it's also too with the NIL and transfer portal being
so out of as well.
NIL not as much with the transfer portal being as out of control as it is. You don't have guys who are going to these premier programs to sit and wait to not only further their career, but to try to win a national championship. They're going to other places where they can go and win a national championship and compete for a national championship, while also showcasing just how good they are. And that's just this new landscape in college football. I mean, if you would have told me that beginning of the year that Miami, Ole Miss, Oregon, and Indiana, who's the number 1 seed, by the way,
exactly,
the Final Four in college football this year, and we get one semifinal on Thursday, the other one on Friday this week, dude, it would have been insane.
I would not have predicted that, like, at all. The fact that Indiana has looked this good with just in the second year of this new coach, it's hard to pick them. If I have to pick right now, I feel like it's going to be Ole Miss, Indiana. That's my pick right now, who's going to come out. And my heart wants to say Ole Miss just for the Cinderella story, but I feel like they're going to get not stumped out, but they're going to run to the big bad wolf in Indiana. Indiana's going to be your national champion for the 2026 season. But it's been good football. The only dud was obviously the Oregon Texas Tech game, because I wanted that to be more competitive. As a person that hates Alabama, I love watching the Indiana Alabama game, because I was like, these people getting their tail kicked. I was happy with it. But Oregon looks good as well. I didn't think their defense was that good, because normally history shows that Oregon's more of a West Coast, get up and down, try to bomb 30, 40 points on you. But they seem to be able to win different ways, so it was great. Yeah. So a lot of good football, right? I told you my pick. So what do you think? Who do you think is your pick to win the national championship, and of course to go to the national championship game?
I'm with Miami, Indiana, and give me Indiana. I think the defense of Miami will be able to contain Ole Miss a little better than Georgia was able to do with Ole Miss. That Miami defense has shown that it can do whatever. Texas State, they handled Texas A&M. They handled Ohio State. Now, granted, both those offenses kind of struggled in the latter parts of the year.
They did.
So it'd be interesting. I think this is a game that goes upper 20s, lower 30s for both teams, maybe. Can Ole Miss stop the running game? Or can Carson Beck step up a little bit more in the passing game? That's going to be the big key in that. Indiana and Oregon. Oregon. I'm expecting this to be a good game. 2 good defenses as well in this one. That Kirk Cignetti offense is so fun to watch just because of how daggum powerful and good they are.
Facts. They can beat you a lot of different ways. They can run the ball. Mendoza doesn't have to be Superman to beat you, and then he can put on his Superman cape and do things himself. The only reason why I don't dislike your pick, obviously. The only reason why I say Ole Miss, because I feel like it's going to be a shootout, and I don't trust Carson Beck in a shootout, what I've seen this year. If it turns into a shootout, yeah, history shows. If it turns into a shootout, I'm taking Ole Miss. If Ole Miss can get their running game going, because obviously Miami's front four and just how they load the box and their run defense is great. But if they can find out to run the football and get Trinidad Chambers time to pick you apart, I feel like it's going to be Ole Miss. But if it's a slugfest, I'm taking Miami. Those are how I possibly see those 2 games going. And then Indiana and Oregon, I'm echo the same points as you. Indiana's just a freaking juggernaut. And it's hard to knock out a team that's just complete on both sides of the ball. So it's going to be interesting, man. We are in for a very, very fun Thursday and Friday. But that's college football. Now we got to talk about the big boys.
Yep.
The big boys. Week 18 just concluded in the NFL season, and the NFL playoff bracket is set. No one, we got to get the elephant out the room. Steelers versus Ravens on Sunday Night Football.
Dude.
Jared, what were your thoughts on that crazy game, that crazy ending? Shout out Calvin Austin.
The last 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was so bad. It was a slugfest. I was watching that game with my dad while packing my clothes, and I was saying, Dad, because he likes the Steelers and he likes Lamar Jackson. I had no dog in the fight, so I was just watching just to watch with my dad. I'm like, well, can we please watch the Grizzlies game? Because like, why am I watching? We're gonna talk to the Grizzlies later, but I'm like, why are we watching this 41-year-old quarterback Aaron Rodgers and a hampered Lamar Jackson play football on a Sunday night? But then Lamar Jackson turned to Lamar Jackson of old, and then Aaron Rodgers started picking defenses apart. And then it just turned into a great game the last 10 minutes or so. So what were your thoughts on that game before we get into the whole everything else?
Oh, dude, it was just such a good game. Like,
Facts.
I don't know how else you put it. Lamar Jackson pulled out some huge throws to Zay Flowers late in the game.
Yep.
Shout out Zay Flowers for winning me $180 on a 2-touchdown bet.
Shout out Zay Flowers.
Yeah, shout out Zay Flowers. But no, that was just an insanely good game the entire way. And man, the Steelers and Mike Tomlin just keep finding ways to do it. Also, everyone around Lamar Jackson just keeps finding ways to not do it.
I don't know. I don't know how he hasn't pulled his braids out yet, because oh my gosh. If it was 1 year in 2023, it was Zay Flowers fumbling at the goal line against the Chiefs in a game where they were favored in at home. 2024, they were favored on the road against Buffalo. Mark Andrews dropped a wide open 2-point conversion.
Oh my gosh.
And now in 2025, well, 2026 now, he loses the game where he gets them in field goal range with a dot to Isaiah Likely, and then Tyler Lope misses a 44-yard field goal to end the hopes of a playoff push. Like, it was. I was happy because Calvin Austin scored the game-winning touchdown. Actually, Kenneth Gainwell and Calvin Austin, two Memphis natives, both scored the last 2 touchdowns for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, I, as a 2000 kid, and you are as well, I kind of want to see Aaron Rodgers get one more shot at.
No.
You don't want to see no nostalgia for you, man.
No.
No nostalgia at all. I just want to shout out King Meeks at all. Their game was crazy. Austin, the game, they both looked good. But no nostalgia for you, bro? Like, you're not an A-Rod fan?
No.
At all?
No, not at all.
Oh, wow. Well, I don't want him to win, obviously, but I feel like it'll be fun to see, one of the old gunslingers try to get one more Super Bowl in a crazy season where his number one receiver got suspended for punching a fan, like.
Oh my gosh.
So, but anyway, let's go to the full playoffs. If y'all hadn't seen it, Seattle and Denver are the number 1 seeds. You have the Texans playing the Steelers. You have the Buffalo Bills playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. The New England Patriots playing the Los Angeles Chargers. In the NFC, you have I like that. I like that. Good change, man. You have the LA Chargers playing the Panthers, who lucked out into the playoffs. And then you have the Philadelphia Eagles playing the San Francisco 49ers. And are you going to put it up?
Yeah,
look at
yeah, we're good.
Look at that. And then you have the Packers playing the Bears. So looking how the bracket is set up, it's been a very weird playoff with not the contenders that you thought were going to be in the beginning of the season, being in the position they are. So you're a Broncos fan. I'm a Seahawks fan. We have number 1 seed. So we got a week to just go back and chill. So how do you see the rest of the playoffs?
The game that dude, everything on the AFC side apart from Houston and Pittsburgh, it looks like good matchups.
Facts.
Buffalo Jacksonville could be really good. Chargers Patriots could be good. I believe, what is it? The way the NFL playoffs are structured, it's the lowest
seed goes to number 1 seed. Yeah.
Number 1, and then, yeah. So, man, I honestly, I don't know who I would want to play right now.
You better hope Aaron Rodgers somehow knocks off the freaking Texans, because that's the only matchup I feel like.
I think our defense is good enough. I don't want to play the Texans again. That's probably that's the one team I do not want to play again. So I'm hoping that the Chargers or the Bills somehow win. I do not want to play the Texans again. so if the Texans lose, I'm fine. But if they win, I need another upset. But I don't know. That I feel like that could be all. The AFC looks really good. I think the Rams steamroll Carolina, and I think that's a rematch this year.
Yeah, it is.
And then Eagles 49ers has the chance to be sneaky good, just because Eagles have been finding themselves in positions this year to where like they look awful, but they're somehow winning games.
Yeah.
And then obviously the NFC North matchup with Chicago and Green Bay. I know Luke Hatmaker is going to be kind of crazy a little bit with that one this week, but no, it's fun. Also, shout out to Houston for not getting the 3:30 on Saturday slot like they usually get.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, this is going to set it up to be a really fun playoff picture. I think if Sean Payton get his head out of his rear end on the calling the offensive plays, we'll be fine. But I think our defense can carry us to a decent path to the Super Bowl, hopefully. But like I said, the Chargers being 7th kind of scares me. Going to New England, we played Jacksonville already, probably our worst game recently that we've played. And like I said, I just have me avoid Houston because their defense is really good, and CJ Stroud has been playing really well as well.
I'm gonna have to hurt you, man. I think, or hurt your feelings. I got the Texans going to the Super Bowl, coming out the AFC. They're playing great. They're playing great right now, man.
I will say they are probably the most complete team in this field right now.
They're winners of like 7 or 8 straight right now.
Yeah, and the only reason they didn't win the AFC South was because of early season results. So
exactly.
Like I said, they already. That's why I don't want to see them again. They are the most complete team on the AFC, in my opinion, right now.
They can do everything. They have receivers that can hurt you. They have a great defense at that. They have a consistent running game. And in my opinion, with everyone that's in the AFC right now, I'm trusting CJ Stroud more than everybody, just what I've seen this year. I'm not saying Bo Nix has not had a good year, but y'all also have like 11 or 12 games y'all had to come from behind to win the games. So like,
you have to remember, that's also when Sean Payton was forced to make him throw it downfield.
So
and Sean Payton likes to call screen passes every 5 seconds.
So the AFC, I feel like it's completely wide open. Yeah. I feel like anyone can come out outside of the Steelers. As much as I would love Aaron Rodgers, I think everyone can come out the AFC. Going to the NFC side, as a Seahawks fan, I don't want to play the Rams.
It's going to be someone from the NFC West.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't want to play. I don't want to play the Rams. I definitely don't want to play. We played well against the 49ers on the road in Week 18, and we got that dub. But I swear I don't want to play the Rams. With Devontae Adams coming back, I am so scared of them. Matthew Stafford probably won the MVP this year. Of course, we'll wait for a few weeks for that to happen. But MVP Matthew Stafford, yeah. Puka Nacua is making Devontae Adams a wide receiver too, and that's crazy to say because Puka Nacua is playing amazing right now. He led the league in receptions this year. I think we're like 129 or 130. He's playing amazing. I don't want to see them. When it comes to Green Bay, they're hampered with injuries. It's going to be hard for them to come out. With the Bears, I feel like they're a pretty good team. I just feel like it's a little early for them to make a run. So like I said, it's going to be one of the 3 of the Seahawks, the Rams, or the 49ers. As much as I like the Eagles and like Jalen Hurts, I don't think they're consistent enough to beat Brock Purdy and the 49ers, even though they're at home. They're 5-0. They're 5 in the Nick Sirianni era. They're 5-0 at home in the playoffs. I think that streak gets broken this year. I genuinely think it does. They just have not been consistent enough. I feel like the 49ers have a very bad taste in their mouth from losing to the Seahawks last week, so they want to come and try to get a dub. So I think it's going to be an NFC Championship game. It's going to be hopefully the Seahawks and the 49ers in the NFC Championship game like it's 2013 again. And the AFC Championship game.
That's not the AFC Championship game?
I was saying NFC Championship game is Seahawks and 49ers. Yeah.
If the Packers are going to lose, that's not possible.
That's true.
That'd be divisional round.
That'd be divisional. So I don't even know because I thought that's why I had it first. It's one of those 3. That's all I gotta say. It's one of those freaking 3.
It's gonna be one of those.
Yeah, they gotta beat each other to get to the NFC Championship game. So we'll see how that goes. In the AFC, I got Texans and maybe Buffalo.
Yeah. My thing is with the NFC, you have 2 quarterbacks there that have Actually, there's only 3 quarterbacks in the playoffs here that have won a Super Bowl.
You got Jalen Hurts. You got Matthew Stafford,
and
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
So, but here, like, it's gonna be like Matthew Stafford knows how to compete in the postseason. My only thing with the Seahawks would be Sam Darnold.
I don't trust him.
That's the only thing with the Seahawks.
And I'm saying this as a Seahawks fan. When we signed Sam Darnold, I was like, he's a good quarterback, but he's going to be great in the playoffs. Now we shall see. You talking about a complete team. The Seahawks have a very complete team. We have arguably the best wide receiver in the league with JSN. We have a great running back with Kenneth Walker. Shout out, he's from Memphis as well. And then we have a great defense. But Sam Darnold, you had to put the guys in position to play well. To do what they had to. So I'm a little hesitant on that.
RB2. Is that a Charbonnet?
Yeah, Charbonnet. I pronounced his name wrong, but yeah, Charbonnet. So we have a great running game. It's just we gotta let Sam Darnold. We can't let Sam Darnold send us home. That's my thing. If Sam Darnold doesn't mess up too much, it's like y'all and Bo Nix. If Bo Nix does his job, it should be a Seattle Broncos Super Bowl. But the quarterbacks have to do their job.
Yep.
And yes, King Meeks, I am trusting CJ Stroud over the rest of the AFC QB. Just what I've seen this year. Like this year. Not going off history, going off this year.
Drake May was not in the playoffs last year, was he?
No, he was not. He was not.
Neither was Jacksonville.
Nope. Only one Josh Allen was, and Aaron was at another team. So
he was not. He was with the Jets still last year.
I think he was on another team. Like he was on the Jets last year. Yeah. So it was just CJ. Bo Nix was. Yeah, so it was just CJ, Josh Allen, and Bo.
Yeah, I will say this: if the Bills don't do it this year, if the Bills do not get to the Super Bowl this year,
oh my goodness,
they're gonna have to make some decisions.
So, no Mahomes, no Burrow, no Jackson.
Yep.
Josh Allen, I'm not even a fan, or I'm indifferent towards you. But just for the sake of your legacy, you have to make a Super Bowl this year. You literally have to. Your other competitors at the top of the echelon of not just quarterbacks in the AFC, the quarterbacks in the league aren't in the playoffs this year. You don't have to worry about Mahomes beating you in 13 seconds. You don't have to worry about Burrow doing for 400 yards in the playoffs again. Just win and don't mess up. Just win. So it's going to be very, very interesting playoff picture. And we will see. Of course, Super Bowl is about 3.5 weeks away on February 8th. So we got a little time. Well, my math is so wrong. We got a month. I'm stupid. Yeah.
Because you have that week off in between.
Yeah, exactly. So we will see how it goes. But we talked about enough football. Now we're going to talk some basketball in the next segment. But we will be back in about 2 minutes. For the No Bluffin' Podcast, we will discuss your Memphis Grizzlies. Evan Hayes, Jared Davidson. We'll be right back.
You moved too fast for me. Here we go.
My bad.
How much of this is fixable with time?
I mean, I think you can maybe see the effort get better. I think they can probably rebound a little better, and they can start getting the right guys the ball more often. But beyond that, I think it's pretty fair to say that this team is capped to a certain extent. You may just be what you are.
If the question you're asking is what is fixable, and if it's fixed, will it produce what we saw last year or the year before, whatever it may be? If that's the ultimate goal, that might not be a proper goal for this team. The goal is to get the team fixable to where they can win the conference and make it to the NCAA tournament, and then potentially do some damage as they, go into the NCAA tournament. There are some things that are fixable. There are some things on this that we saw out there that are absolutely fixable.
Tune in to Tigers Live with Francis Carlotta, live after every Memphis Tiger basketball game on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11. And 3 to 11 on Sundays, they have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story. Calling all Tiger fans, your place to watch the first round matchup between the Memphis Tigers and number 1 ranked Purdue Boilermakers is at Mugshots Grill and Bar in Collierville, Tennessee. 4:30 p.m. Thursday, November 20th. Come hang out with Bluff City Media at the South's premier sports bar. Great food, beer specials, and large television screens will make Mugshots the place to be to cheer on your Tiger basketball team. Also, Tigers Live, the premier Memphis Tigers postgame show, will be live after the game from Mugshots. Come hang out with us this Thursday.
Welcome back to the No Bluffin podcast. Evan Hayes, Jared Davidson. Jared, let me make a quick favor. Can you go back to the widescreen one? I kind of like the one, not the one we were sharing the screen, but the other one. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think that looks cool. I think that looks cool. You can see your cool posters in the background. You can see my posters in the background. Yeah, I think that's cool. We're gonna see if y'all liking this. Y'all let us know. But of course, we're a Memphis Grizzlies podcast, and we have to talk about your Memphis Grizzlies. The last time me and Jared talked, at least on air, Grizzlies were looking pretty good. Last week we missed because the holiday season, a lot of things were going on. Jared had to work, I had to do some things, so we couldn't talk about what was happening last week. But since then, things have gone downhill.
Very fast.
Very, very fast. The Grizzlies are now sitting 5 games under 500 at 15-20. Losers of 4 straight. We lost to the Wizards, the 76ers, and the Lakers twice. We have a homestand coming up, but we'll talk about that later. So from being a game under 500 playing the Washington Wizards, it's now being 5 games under 500 after losing 4 straight. How are you feeling, Jerry? Just as a Grizzly fan, as a person that listens to this game analytically, what would be your takeaway from what's been going on?
Oh, man.
I just want to shout out Wayno for saying I'm back in the dungeon. Yes, I am back in my dungeon.
We've lost 4 straight. We've lost 6 of the last 8.
Yep.
This is... That doesn't really get much easier right after this anyways.
Nope.
But no. I don't know how to feel, man, because I'm to the point where, I'm to the point where I expect what's happening right now because we're so injured and just things going on around the organization. It's hard to be mad because I've seen it I was kind of seeing the writing on the wall all season and especially the past 8 games. And yeah, and Edward makes a great point. We've been hurt, and that's why I don't know how to feel about it. And when we get to our main topic of the Grizz Weekend review, I will elaborate more on that point of why I'm kind of feeling the way I'm feeling. But we've been hurt. We've had a lot of winnable games despite being hurt, and we just haven't been able to do it. I think Pete said it last night. We have lost 8 games where we've had double-digit leads this year. You win 6 of those 8, and you go 6-2 of those games.
You're 21. You're 21.
21 and
13, 14, 21 and 14.
Yeah, 21 and 14. So I'm just and also too, we've been hurt so much the last 3 to 4 years, that's becoming a stale moot point. So it's just one of those things. It's an argument. Are we close to turning it around? Yeah, because we may be getting some guys back, but like we saw last night, you get some guys back, you're starting to get close to get some guys back, and another one goes right out the door with Cedric Howard. So I just, like I said, I don't know how to feel about it. We've been hurt for the last 3 or 4 years, so I'm just, like I said, I'm never expecting us to be fully healthy.
The optimistic Grizzly fan of me says, just wait. We're going to get healthy eventually. The bad luck is going to stop.
Anymore, Evan. I'm usually an optimistic Grizzly fan. It's gone.
They took your optimism away, Jay. That's what you're saying. They took all the optimism away.
They took my joy, man. We're back to those days. They
They're
took
back
my
to-
joy.
I did tweet that. I was like, my joy of watching Grizzly basketball. And
If we lose tomorrow, I'm tweeting out the Jaren Jackson, at least we're not homeless picture.
don't do that. Don't do that.
If we lose
Don't
tomorrow
do
night, I'm
that.
tweeting that out.
We're playing the Spurs tomorrow. Oh my gosh.
Yep,
Anyway.
exactly.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm in similar boats. Just talking about last night, Cedric Howard was having one of the best first halves of the year.
He was on pace to have the Cedric Howard game.
16 points and 9 rebounds in the first half. On the floor of LeBron James and Luka Doncic, he looked like the best player on the floor.
Yeah.
As a 20-something-year-old rookie, he was playing great. And then a minute into the second half, he stepped on DeAndre Ayton's ankle, rose his ankle, and then 10 to 15 minutes of real time later, he's on the bench in street clothes. And that just ultimately, Jared's face says it all right now, just how depressed. It's just that's a microcosm of just how bad our injury luck is and just the mood of the fan base. It's hard to break down X and O's when you don't have your best players on the floor.
Yep. And with the product that's been on the floor, we have a 4-game homestand coming up. Realistically, yeah, a 4-game homestand before the Europe trip. I'll be interested to see how packed this forum is for those 4.
Against the Brooklyn's gonna be nobody there.
There's gonna be nobody there. The San Antonio, Phoenix, Oklahoma City, Brooklyn.
Phoenix, probably not, because they don't have KD anymore. So I guess Devin Booker's a star, but he's not a big enough star to just carry a crowd. Spurs, because it's Wemby, it's going to be decently, and of course they're playing OKC. So when the champs come to town, people are going to want to see. And it's a Friday night game. But just the vibes of the team have just dipped drastically over these past 2 weeks. I haven't liked what people have talked about the rotations, and for me, you said how that's injuries a mute point for you. Rotations is a mute point for me.
Like, and to that point, before you get into your main point, at this point, and we'll definitely talk about it here in a minute because I know the next topic, and we both know the next topic.
Yeah,
I'm not even to the point where I'm mad and blaming T.I. anymore.
I'm not, because I look at the 76ers game to the first Lakers game. Everybody was saying, why'd he take John Said out for those 100 and something seconds? And we went from up 1 to...
That's the one that bothered me.
Yeah, and I'm going to get to that. And people were mad about that game. Okay, I give you that. The very next game against the Lakers, he rolled the guys out. The people were saying, well, they should have kicked KCP in. Y'all wanted the start of this play, so, I guess a game-by-game thing, but, what do you want the guy to do? Yep. He takes his starters out and we lose the game. People are upset. And then he rides his starters to the end of the game and we still losing. People upset. T.I. is going to run his rotations. In my book, I tweeted this. If Ja Morant is playing 30 to 32 minutes when he's on the floor and Jaren playing 30 to 34 minutes, that's a win in my book. We're not going to see Jaren and Ja playing 35 minutes plus. We're not going to see Sid playing 30, especially now since he hurt himself again. We're not going to see them playing those type of heavy minutes. The offense looks good in points, but then it doesn't look good in the fourth quarter because we have no point guard in the game. I feel like he could have went with Javon Small in the last few minutes of the Lakers game last night because he was playing well, but I understand wanting some floor space with Cam Spencer. When you have so many guys out as a coach, it's hard to try to experiment with who should fit well here. And there's no one size fit all because every game is different and you never know who you're gonna lose in the course of the game, not just the injury report, in the course of the game.
Yep.
We had Gigi Jackson guarding LeBron James and Luka Doncic in crunch time in a close game. Like, as much as I love Gigi, that's not the guy you want guarding LeBron and Luka.
Nope.
The last 5 minutes of the game. So we're going to talk about it in the next segment. Jaren has played good in spurts. Ja played pretty good the Lakers game before he got hurt. He had 16 and 11. He's playing pretty good. KCP is being consistent off the bench. But it's hard to see the best version of all these guys. And as I say that, the Grizzlies PR report just dropped on my notifications. I'm going to ruin your night. I just got the notification for it.
I haven't gotten it yet. Hang on. I haven't gotten it yet. Don't.
I just got it.
It's not said, right? It's got to be.
Yep.
I haven't gotten it yet. What in the world?
They just dropped it. Wait, they dropped it 2 hours ago, actually. I just got the notification.
What in the world? How did I miss this, too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, they haven't announced the Cedric Coward, like, the medical update. Yeah, but he's out with a left ankle.
Yes, out with left ankle sprain. John Moran is also questionable. Vince Williams is questionable. So maybe we're getting Vince back. So like you said, when one guy was returning to the lineup, another guy is missing from the lineup. It's just a very, very sad cycle. Yep. I'm waiting for a doubtful for Ty Jerome. I'm still we're in the 6th week of his 6 to 9 week play, and we haven't heard any feedback or any update on him. So that doesn't have me feeling great. It's hard being a Grizzlies fan right now, man. The vibes are very low.
Very low.
And of course we're gonna keep watching, but you're going to fight without your biggest guns. That's what it comes down to. And I gotta give T.I. credit. He's doing his best. Like these games are competitive, but down the stretch, I tweeted this. When you don't have your best players in the game, 9 out of 10 the other team's gonna win that game. Down the stretch, yep.
Have your best players. You don't know if even that's enough.
Exactly, because you don't have the best player on the floor. In the game against the Lakers, both games in the Lakers, we were in those games, even though we were up, but we lost it, so whatever. On the court, we have LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and your best player on the floor is Jaren Jackson Jr. And I'm not gonna spoil the stat that you brought up. I'm gonna let you say that in the next segment. That is not a recipe for success. As much as I love Tripp because he's a player of the Grizzlies, he's not on the same stratosphere of LeBron James and Luka Doncic. So that's what's gonna happen.
Yep.
I was feeling so much better after the 76ers game because Ja played great, Sid played great, Tripp played okay. We'll get to him later. Overtime game in prime time, we lost by 3. Off a game winner by VJ Edgecombe. You'll take that. But just the past 4 days, things have gone bad to worse, and I don't see this ending in the next 3 to 4 weeks at this point. At least for the month of January.
Yeah, the month of January is getting tough.
Very tough because the schedule is getting tougher. Of course, we have the homestand with the Spurs, Phoenix, OKC, and Brooklyn. None of those first 3 games are gimme games. None of them. Because the Suns are playing well. They just beat OKC. The Spurs are the Spurs. OKC's OKC. Brooklyn, but okay. And then you go to play Orlando twice, which are also very competitive games. You play Atlanta, who they're trying to ship Trae Young. So I guess that's a easier game there.
No. They have been playing so much better.
Exactly. They're playing better. I saw today they have like a 55 win percentage without him and like a 20-something win percentage with him. So that's not even, they're I think at the 10th seed in the East, but they're still a pretty competitive basketball team. Then you play New Orleans, which we beat them, but also been competitive. We play Denver. The Jokic may not be there, but still Denver. Play the Rockets again, Charlotte, New Orleans, and then Minnesota. The first half of the the 2 straight games against Minnesota to finish out the month of January.
There's a good chance we look up after the Europe trip, and we are 16-25.
Yeah, and there's a good chance by the end of January, because let's just see all the losses I could be counting.
All right,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're 15-20. That'll be 28 losses on the year by the time we get done with the month of January, and that will be 19.
Looking at 18-29.
18-29. 11. And that is definitely out of the play-in.
Oh yeah.
Definitely looking at a 11 to 12 seed.
We're not saying that's going to happen. We're saying that it is very possible.
It's very possible. We don't want it to happen, but with just the trajectory that's been the last week and a half of Grizzly basketball, with us losing more guys, it doesn't look great. But we've been dancing around. Let's get to the main segment. Jared tweeted, I think a day ago, he was talking to Chris.
Yeah.
He was talking to Chris, and he tweeted, I wish you could bring up the tweet so people know what I'm talking about.
Oh, hang on. Give me a second.
Yeah, he tweeted the lottery balls of the NBA lottery. Because he was he was responding to Chris where Chris put up a gif of like just things not looking good, and Jared put up the lottery number. So that made me think, is it time to pull the plug on the season? Me and Jared just named off just the month of January, not the last few months of the year, just the month of January, how it's not looking great, how the schedule is getting more competitive, and we don't know who's going to be in the lineup or not. Yes, we have potentially Jerome and Edie, and hopefully Sid when the medical update comes, hopefully coming back in January, because Sid's ankle sprain didn't look that nasty. It didn't like he turned it that bad, but again, with our injury luck, he could be out for 4 weeks.
Yep.
Jared, it brings up the question, is the season worth salvaging? This is the tweet that had me laughing. It did. He put the lottery numbers. And I was like, you're not wrong. I hated Jared, but you're not wrong. I don't like that you put it, but you're not wrong, though.
Yep.
Wayno, you can prove Wayno's coming up. He said he feels like we're closer to turning the season around to not to tanking. Respectfully, Wayno, I disagree with you. I don't disagree with you a lot, but I disagree with you.
Yeah.
With our history of drafting well, I don't want this to happen, but I could see the possibility that Zach Kleiman sees the writing of the wall where the type of grind we have to make up just getting the play in, that he just shuts down the season. We see Ja Morant stop playing a few games. Maybe we see Ty Jerome for maybe 10 to 15 games, if that. And we just try to keep our draft pick, being that the Suns draft pick is not going to be great. And we go into next year, hopefully get into the AJ DeBanster, Cameron Boozer sweepstakes, Darren Peterson sweepstakes. So, Jay, what do you think? What boat are you? Is it time to tank, or is the season still salvageable?
I'm never gonna say it's time to tank. Season is still salvageable. The Grizzlies, as an organization, will never intentionally tank, in my opinion. I said intentionally, so that's but here's the thing. When Evan sent me the text of the rundown today about talking about possibly blowing it up, is it time? By blowing it up, we mean not the whole roster.
We're not meaning that, yeah.
And I'm going to preface this with three things. I'm preface my whole little note section here with three things real quick. I still want to see what this current team looks like healthy. I'm probably never going to get to a fully healthy team just because that's the Memphis Grizzly way. Not saying it's time. I forgot what the other two were because when I ran through this, I'm not saying you trade either one of these guys right now. And I'm not going to blame one more than the other. I'm not going to blame one more than the other. It's not what I'm going to do here. Hang on one second. There we go. Let me go back up. My mic is low, apparently. There we go. All right. But I'm not going to... Here it is. Jaren Jackson Jr. and Ja Morant both... Oh my gosh, they won the tag titles. Evan, you're muted. You're muted.
Be quiet, Jared. I'm not watching the show right now.
My bad. I didn't know. My bad. I thought you had it all with you like you usually do.
You know the reason why I can't right now. And
my fault.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
My fault. Anyways.
Anyway, keep going.
Is it time to tank? I don't think it's time to ever fully tank with the Memphis Grizzlies. Turn that up too. But also, you get to a point where you look at the product on the floor, even with both of these two individuals playing, and you're like, are we truly better? Jerry and Zach, I'll start with Ja because there's a few people on this network today, and I love both these people, that one of them is overprotective of Jaren Jackson Jr. Shout out Rusty. And he made great points. Like, Ja deserves much equal criticism as Jaren, but Jaren is not out of the blame. Jaren's not the sole problem. Ja's not the sole problem. There's so many other problems with this team. But with these two guys, you could possibly look at getting another dude in this draft if you move off of one before the other. I think the Grizzlies move off of Jaren Jackson Jr. before they ever think about moving off of Ja. I think that's just where we are. Jaren Jackson Jr. this year, averaging 4 points in fourth quarters this season in all 33 games that he has played. He is bottom 50 in plus minus this season and the worst on the team. He also has the second worst fouls per game of his career, which is saying something because he's averaging almost 4 a game. He's averaging 3.9 right now. And a lot of them have been dumb. Ja, here's where I give equal criticism to both. Ja, on pace to play the fewest games in his career, excluding the suspension/shoulder injury season where he only played 9. He's averaging his lowest minutes per game of his career. He's averaging his lowest points per game of his career. His worst shooting season of his career by 5%, and his worst 3-point field goal percentage of his career by 7%. So both these guys have been garbage. So, and look at them together, Evan. They are minus 133 when they're on the court together in the same game. So at some point, you look at both of those and go, "Hey, why are we playing better without them?" And you look at it, this might very well be said in Edie's team at this point, with Jalen Wells being mixed in there as well now too. My whole thing is, I think these next 2 all seasons are the most pivotal in Memphis Grizzlies history. Simply because of where they could go from here, whether you try to keep both, you move off one, but you have to figure out a way to get one of these dudes in the draft. This draft class is deep. Like, it's not just top 5 names. There's other guys. You can go get another guard. You can go get the big from Kansas that Chris tweeted about the other day. But you got to get one of these dudes and kind of restart. I think that the Grizzlies try to hold on with it together with John Morant longer than they do Jaren Jackson Jr. But right now, with both of them, it has not been good this season. They have not lived up to it. Both of them are our highest 2 players, over $50 million a year, and they're not performing. So at some point, you have to look in the mirror if you're Zach Kleiman in this front office and as an organization. Where do you move off of? When do you move off of him? Where do you move off of them? And what can you get for both of them? I think one gets moved. I think Jaren gets moved this offseason, and if next season's not as good, then Ja gets moved as well. That's where I'm at.
Before I respond, because that's a lot that you said, I just think it's funny that you said the next 2 off seasons are the most pivotal, because we've been saying that for the past 2 to 3 off seasons. You're not wrong. It's just the fact that this has been so messed up that we've said that for the past maybe 3 or 4 off seasons. That's my point.
Here's the thing. I'm glad I'm glad Zach Kleiman did what he did with the roster this all season. He went and got Ty Jerome, unfortunately not playing because of injury. He went and got KCP. KCP had a slow start. I still think that this is the best roster that John and Jaren have had around them since the best years of DeAnthony Milton, Kyle Anderson, and Tyus Jones. I think that this is the best roster built around them. But here's the thing, though. When you have that best roster put around them and neither of your 2 guys are performing the way they should, what good is the roster built around you?
I agree. And I want to talk to the comments because they've been saying a lot of good things. The reason, Wayno, first question, to answer the question, no, they have not lost respect for the locker room. And I want to tie this into Jared's point. The reason why they're going to move off of Tripp before they move out of Ja is because of this right here. No matter what, the locker room loves Ja, and the fan base loves Ja. Despite what people say, ready to trade, yada, yada, the city of Memphis rides for Ja. As long as he's playing and trying to play well and giving effort, the city of Memphis is going to ride for him. So, number one, if you're Zach Kleiman, you don't want to lose your locker room for losing your best player / leader, and then you don't want to lose the fan base.
Yep.
So, to answer your question, no, and to answer off the Jared's point, I agree with him on that.
If you want a good little segment to go listen to across our shows today, it's probably the best well-worded and well-rounded take on stuff like this the entire time. Go watch the first 30 minutes of Sane Show today. Go watch the first 30 minutes of Sane Show today. What he was talking about, because Memphis as a fan base, yes, they love Ja more than they love Jaren. That's just what it is. Ja will put butts in seats when he's playing here in Memphis. That's why also another reason Jaren will go first. But you also can't be afraid to criticize your top star.
100%. And I feel like Ja has to, and also to Wayno's point, because we did overachieve super early and we were ahead of schedule, the criticism within the franchise of Ja has not been the way it should be.
Yeah.
I don't think that Ja Morant suddenly just became a worse basketball player. I just think with mix of injuries, new system, new coach, and I hate to say it because this is what I'm kind of seeing, at least on a consistent basis, kind of complacency.
Yeah, no, 100%.
He looks complacent in certain games. The game against the 76ers, he did not look complacent. He looked like he wanted to hoop that day, and you see what he did.
Yep.
The next game, because I tweeted, me and you talked about it, we hope that this starts a trend for Ja. Yes, he had another good game, assist game, but he was again passive. His body language wasn't supposed to be all the time. His energy was up and down throughout the game. But then you see him last night on the bench. He's more active and more energized when he's in street clothes than he is when he's active on the court. That is not what you need for your franchise cornerstone and your best player. What I feel like we need, and I'm going to say before you get to your point.
Very good.
I believe the future of this team, I said this on a 92.9 radio show because I called in and I was talking to John Roser and Benny Dewar. Shout out to them. Mm-hmm. Ja said in Edie is the future. I'm not 100%. Saying Tripp is a bad player, but I feel like the core of Ja and Jaren, I've seen enough that is not the core that can win you a championship. Not just because of who they are basketball players, it's because they've reached their ceiling. They feel like they're complacent within each other. They both got their money. They both have got all-stars, all-NBA, most improved, defensive player of the year. So within their self, they're too comfortable.
Yep.
Trade Jaren out, I guarantee you see a light lit under Ja Morant different.
Yep. I think you do too.
And the fact that you could have a Josh Said and Edie, again, knock on wood, God willing health, those three are what we should centralize this team around.
You attempt to centralize those three first, and then if opportunity presents itself and either A, someone offers you an offer you can't refuse, or B, Ja kind of continues in what he's done, then that's when you make that move. But I'm saying you centralize those three first before you try to centralize Jaren again, in my opinion.
And to your point, Wayno, you're right. But I'm sick of saying that for a guy that we're paying $50 million a year 8, that we have to depend on a second-year sophomore to make him play good basketball.
Yeah,
that's what I'm tired of.
A big argument I've seen over the last few days, like, oh, Ja hasn't been playing. At least Jaren's been playing. Sometimes I wish Jaren wasn't playing late in games.
He's not playing winning basketball, not affecting winning.
Kenny and I talked. Neither of them are. Kenny and I talked about this in the post-game bounce last night. Jaren Jackson Jr. had 2 points in the fourth quarter, and he was a non-factor.
Disappears,
crunch
man.
Time against the best crunch time team in the NBA, which crunch time being
last 5 minutes.
Last 5 minutes when it's 5-point margin. Jaren Jackson Jr. was a non-factor. The last two games, and just to kind of put on the point, in a game where he should have feasted down low against a bad DeAndre Ayton, Jaren Jackson Jr. had 4 rebounds and 10 fouls total. So it's like, yes, you can be mad at both. But you can't make the point, at least Jaren's playing, when Jaren hasn't affected winning, and it's been a different way than the way Ja hasn't affected winning. So, and they're both being consistent, heavy net negatives on the court.
They are. So, and to your point, to the question, I don't believe we're ever going to, like you said, intentionally tank, especially until we see this team fully healthy. And even if we don't make the playoffs or get knocked out the play-in, Zach Kleiman, just off of history, shows he's going to at least want to see this roster, at least at somewhat full strength, with at least top 8-9 guys before he makes a move. Yeah. But even if we see that, I don't think with the core of Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. is what can reach your ceiling. Exactly. You've reached your ceiling with those two. So the question, is it time to tank? No, because we haven't seen the full roster. But is it time to pivot our thinking about who are the cornerstones of this franchise? I think it is.
Yes. Because, honestly, if you get into a spot where you make Ja not have to be Ja's always, you pay him to be the superstar, but it comes to a point to where, like, even with both of them combined, neither one of them are affecting winning like they have been. Like Ja, when he's been on the court, like I said, he's played literally half the games that the Grizzlies have had this year. He's played in half of them, and he's on pace to set career lows in almost every statistical category. You get to a point where you look at the spot and like, how do I salvage not only this team, but how do I salvage one of these superstars? Like, if Ja can stay healthy, it raises the ceiling of this team, obviously. But then again, your other superstar, like we mentioned, hasn't been affecting winning when he's been on the court. The team has been a positive when he has been off. And I hate to say it, but with both of them off the court, the team has looked better. The ball flowed a lot more last night without Ja Morant on the floor. There was a stat a few weeks ago that was brought up of players that held the ball for 80% of 80% of the shot clock and how they shot, like, effective field goal percentage wise. Ja Morant was the worst on that 10-person list at shooting the ball, and he held the ball for all over 80% of the shot. He holds the ball for over 80% of the shot clock. It's just not working right now. You're obviously seeing that. Like I said, it's not time to tank because we haven't seen this roster fully healthy. I don't think we will ever see it fully healthy, and that's a bad part about it. But at some point, something's got to change, and a hard reset or a transition, not necessarily a hard reset, but a transition has to be made where you slowly offload of both of these guys.
And it sucks because we thought this past offseason was the soft reload or reset, trading Desmond Bane. But it seems like we're going to need another one.
Yep. And
again, I always said when we first traded Dez, had to break a few eggs to make an omelet. It seems like we got to break some more eggs to make another omelet. And until I see something different on a consistent basis from both of these guys, and specifically Jaren, because that's the guy I feel like we should move on first on a consistent basis. And also when we need him the most, because like you said, in fourth quarters, especially against other opposing big men that are also great, he becomes a shell of himself. Against the Denver Nuggets when we played them, that happened. Like, on national TV against the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid made him his, I'm not going to say the word, but y'all know what I'm going to say. Off of just spotting up in the high post and shooting a free throw line jumper over him. Wayne, I'm also sick of omelets, but hey, this is what we got because our team can't stay healthy. Yep. So yeah, like, I feel like a soft reset is needed. We're not going to say that's going to happen this offseason. Of course, as NBA fans, we're impatient and we love that to happen as soon as possible. But it may be 2 off seasons from now where we see, especially being that they still have a lot of years on their contract. Josh still has 3 more years and Jaren has 4 or 5 more years, especially when his contract re-ups as well.
Yep.
So that's how me and Jared see it. I'm very interested to see how y'all see is it time to blow up the season. I still feel like it's salvageable. I still feel like we can still sneak into the play-in because it's still the new year. Yep. The Indiana Pacers last year had a below 500 record going into the new year, and you see where they ended up. I'm not saying we're the Indiana Pacers, but they weren't playing great basketball, and they seem to turn this season around. Yep. We just need guys back soon, but the fact that we're depending on that doesn't make me feel good about the overall viewpoint of the season.
Yeah, just the fact that we're having to depend on guys getting healthy doesn't make me feel confident that much, but it is what it is at this point. You need something to happen. You need something to happen quick in the win category, or else you're going to see a lot more of an empty FedEx Forum late in the season.
And then the time where we're trying to re-up on not our renovations, on our least other FedEx Forum, not winning and not having butts in seat is going to make the bid of Nashville trying to get Memphis a lot better. That's all I got to
say. They will expand teams before they move Memphis.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I feel like it still should be something. I don't think so. Pippen's either trade or we see him in street codes the rest of the season.
Trade or it's a shutdown.
Yeah, that's how we see it.
It'll be too heavy at the point guard position.
Too heavy at the point guard position because Jerome, whenever he comes back, still going to come back before
Jerome,
Small. Javon's playing well in the spot minutes that he gives. He gave some good minutes last night against the Lakers.
Yep.
we don't have consistency and camaraderie when it comes to just guys on the floor, connection to the coaching staff, and connection to the system. Those are the main issues of the team right now. And I guess, again, as always, next game, next man up mentality. Things aren't looking great right now, but it's always time to improve, but they have to do it fast.
Have to do it real quick.
Have to do it fast. But anything else you got to say, Jerry, before we get out of here?
No, I don't really have anything else, but we do have one more thing to take care of here.
We do have one more thing to take care of. We have to pay the bills. FanDuel pick of the week. Not gonna lie, Jared, I've been trying to find a good one because football isn't on right now, and I can't find it. Do you have one for the people? Because I'm still trying to find a good one. Because I was looking before the show and I couldn't find one.
I'm looking as well. So,
actually, I just found one.
Okay.
I'm, of course, the CFP semifinals. Right now, Miami is a -3.5 favorite against Ole Miss, and currently Indiana is a -3.5 favorite against Oregon. So they think these games are going to be very close. Yeah. Like I said initially, I think Ole Miss is going to knock off Miami to try to continue the Cinderella story, even though they're not really Cinderella because they made a college football playoff. But you understand what I'm saying? Like the underdog story of the coach leaving them and all that. The script writers want them to make it to the national championship at least. So I feel like they win that game, and of course they cover the spread. That +3.5 is a -120. So I think that's a bet that can make y'all money later in the week.
Yeah, I like it. Give me the San Francisco 49ers money line at +184.
I like that as well. Playing the Eagles, very high scoring matchup. Or potentially could be a high scoring matchup. Yeah. I like that as well.
To make a little money because it's plus odds. Plus odds is what makes you money. So
yeah, plus odds makes you money. So if y'all want to make some money, maybe me and Jared can help y'all out. I'm not a betting man. Jared is more than I am, but when I do bet, I bet safe. So maybe I can make me a little money as well. He's
not gonna state where betting's illegal. So
yeah, so I'm not trying to get banned or arrested or like my eligibility taken away as well. So I don't. You don't want to see Evan trying to fight the NCAA. A lawsuit between Evan Hayes and the NCAA. Imagine that. Bluff City Media's Evan Hayes is in a lawsuit with the NCAA over betting. That'll be a freaking storyline for Blue. Well, it'll give Bluff City a lot of notoriety though. We'll get some crazy views off of that. But I'm not worth. I'm sorry. I love y'all, but I'm not throwing my eligibility my last year. But anyway, that's all we have for the No Bluffin podcast. Again, sorry we missed last week. Holidays, a lot of things are going on, but we are back. We'll be back next week. Chris is coming back soon. He said January. It's January. Where you at, my boy? Come whenever you can. Pause. But, we still love you. Keep doing your thing. That's why I had to catch it because I know it was bad coming out.
All I'm going to say is I got to get one show in with you and Chris.
Oh, yes. If it's up to me, the show Chris comes back is the three of us. That's what I prefer to happen. That's what I want to happen. And of course, you can come back whenever you want. But that's what if y'all want that episode of me, Jared, and Chris, when Chris comes back, y'all let us know because I want to make that happen.
2 hours.
That is true. Y'all may be talking for the Broncos for 45 minutes.
What I am ready for is because we haven't heard from Chris since last NBA season on here.
Yeah.
So what I'm ready for is for like you and I just kind of sit back and listen to probably a 30-minute rant from Christian Ingram coming on to the show and giving his wild takes about what are they doing? His wild takes about this Grizzlies team.
Yeah, because Chris has been more active on social media, at least on Twitter.
Way more active on social media.
And I feel like if y'all follow him at @Creeman_, obviously. Y'all have a little inkling about how he's been feeling about a lot of this stuff. So I feel like he has a bombshell waiting for us when he returns.
Yep.
But of course, until then, me and Jay will continue to hold it down for him. But as always, you can follow me at E11Hayes. You can follow Jared Davidson at JB_Davidson_. Follow the pod page at No Bluffin Pod. And of course, you follow all the Bluff City Media Network at BCM Grizzlies. Anything to tell the people before we get out of here, Jared?
Man, no, just Happy New Year, all y'all. If you have New Year's resolutions, you should have started them back in November because that's the way to start a New Year's resolution.
That's true.
But no, man, Happy New Year, all y'all. It's always going to be go Grizz, no matter how bleak it gets. But yeah, man, we're here.
We are here. Happy New Year. New Year's resolutions. If y'all doing, follow them because you got to be consistent with them.
Yep.
It takes like 2 months to build a habit. That's how I feel like it said. I feel like that's why Jerry said November. So if y'all can keep it till March, y'all be doing good. But as always, we say do something that makes you feel good. I'm going to watch wrestling because Jared spoiled something for me.
Hey, shush. I'm going to go downstairs and watch wrestling with my wife.
So you have fun with that. I have to get some food, and because he said tag team championships, but he didn't specify which, so he didn't spoil that much. But I feel like when I open my phone, when I open my phone, because my wrestling group chat is blowing up for like the past 40 minutes, so obviously something happened. So I'm gonna go watch that. Give me some food. Again, we appreciate y'all for always tuning in with us. Follow everyone on the Bluff City Media Network. I'm Evan Hayes, Jerry Davidson. Again, do something that makes you feel good. And as always, go Grizz.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the No Bluffing Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of all things Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.